Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ajua and I hope this video finds you well. If you are new to this place, please consider subscribing, and to all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support and welcome back. In this video, I have 11 fragrance world perfumes that I would want to recommend. These are phenomenal fragrances that I use. Some of them are quite mass appealing, with the exception of one or two which I feel might be a little polarizing. However, I found it needful to recommend them since we all have different tastes and probably it might appeal to some segments of my audience for them to also try. The very first one I have here is called Hardwood, and this has been compared to Bath & Body Works Mahogany Woods. This fragrance has been marketed towards men, but I find it quite unisex. If you love the kinds of Lattaf's Camera or Alhambre's Kismet Angel or even Maison Margiela's Jazz Club, this one kind of toes those lines. It is slightly boozy, quite woody, and a bit sweet. To me, it is quite a likable scent, and if you like any of the fragrances I mentioned, you would absolutely adore this one. It feels a bit young to me. I guess feel like it doesn't have the oomph that I get from those three fragrances. It is much more affordable as compared to the three fragrances I mentioned earlier: Jazz Club, Kismet Angel, and Camera. They are in the same vibe. If you like one, you will love this one. So if you're looking for an alternative for a much affordable price, this is the one that I would highly recommend, Hardwood. The next fragrance I will also recommend is Seniora, obviously fashioned after Parfums de Marly's Meliora. This is a very mass appealing, quite girly, quite effervescent. It doesn't really require lots of thinking about. You can easily grab and go. It is quite versatile. It is sweet. It has that blueberry, grapefruit, very fruity, a bit musky with the vanilla infusion in this one. This is a very lovely one. It is very affordable. For the price of Meliora, you cannot beat this one, and they smell quite identical, about 85 to 90% similar. Obviously it's not going to be the same. I mean, this is fragrance world, or it's a dupe, so obviously you not get it as 100%. However, this I would highly recommend because it's a good one. It's an easy grab and go. If you love anything berries, like the grapefruit, the black currants, the blueberries, you are really going to appreciate this. I have likened this a lot to communion wine because it practically gives me that sort of vibes. So this is Seniora. Then next on this list is Shalina Exclusive, obviously a dupe of Parfums de Marly's Shalina Exclusive. This is a very good one, very close, when it comes to the scent profile. It doesn't give you the same performance, it doesn't give you the same longevity. However, when it comes to the scent profile, that is quite close. It's about 85 to 90% similar to the original Shalina Exclusive at a fraction of the price. Obviously the quality is not there, it is even peeling. However, the scent profile is one that I would highly recommend, especially if you are looking for something affordable in the Shalina group. I mean, there are so many of them in the markets now, but this one is one that I would highly recommend, Shalina Exclusive. When it comes to Parfums de Marly fragrances, I think Fragrance World has done some phenomenal dupes, so just check those lines out. The next one I have here is predominantly a male fragrance. I don't see anything feminine about this at all. It is one of the few fragrances I will not even consider unisex. It gives me a masculine vibes, and this one is called The One and Only Golden Night, and this one is fashioned after one of the D&G fragrances. I'll just put a bottle up here. This is predominantly some cardamom, some vanilla, and some basil. It is a very warm, spicy, sweet fragrance. I would recommend this for parties. It toes the line of the Jean Paul Gaultier, Le Mal, those kind of Versace, Eros, sort of really sweet vanilla fragrances. It toes those kind of line. It's a very good one. I would highly recommend this. It is quite new on the market. However, it is a very good one. I would highly recommend this, especially for the younger crowd. It feels just slightly young to me, just like the Mahogany Woods. It feels this a tad bit younger. Men between, let's say, 18 to 25, 26 would appreciate this much more. It can even go up, depending on your taste. It doesn't come across as screechy. There is nothing offensive about this. It is very much appealing, and this is called The One and Only Golden Night. The next one I have here is one of the safest blind buys I can ever recommend, and this one is called Berry's Weekend. I mean, this one has been around for years. It's been tried and tested. A lot of people love this fragrance. I have used a full bottle in the past, and I recently grabbed another bottle just because I missed it. It towards the lines of the La Vie est Belle, the Armani Seas, the My Way, that kind of very sort of generic, sweet, girly fragrance. fragrances, that is basically what you get. This one is like predominantly some berries. It feels like some red berries, some vanilla, something a little musky with some touch of floral. That is what this one seems to me. It is a very good one. I would highly recommend that you check it out if you have not already picked this one up. I mean, a lot of people already know about this, and I'm just recommending it to people who are quite new to this fragrance scene. The next one I have here is Ophilia Intense, and for this I'm just going to recommend the whole Ophilia line when it comes to the OG Ophilia, the Ophilia Intense, Ophilia Legend, the Ophilia Onyx. Those are all phenomenal. I mean, that is one of the range that fragrance world really got it like spot on. You know, it was like spot on when it comes to all the Paco Rabanne, Olympia, you know, flankers. They got that spot on. I would highly recommend this. It is quite sweet. It's quite salty with the sand notes. This is beautiful, like a very beautiful sultry summer, you know, summer spring fragrance. It's an easy reach. You can overspray this one. It is inoffensive. I would highly recommend Ophilia and all its flankers. This next one has to be one of my favorite fragrance world perfumes I have ever come across. It is very light, it is very powdery, very musky. It is nothing groundbreaking. To me, it is quite simple, yet it really turns head. And this one is called Redriguez Rouge. This is simply amazing. I mean, fashioned after the good old Narciso Rodriguez Rouge fragrance, which is like a very powdery, sultry, musky, quite inviting, nothing groundbreaking fragrance. It's an excellent choice, especially if you are into iris, powdery, musky scent. So this is Redriguez Rouge by Fragrance World. The next one I have here is called Fiore D'Ulivo Florenzi, also by Fragrance World, and this I have spoken about severally. I think I'll bring a full detailed review of this one, but this one is predominantly like lotus with some freesia and something, you know, which gives me a cherry nuance. It is quite sweet, quite floral, quite fruity, quite aquatic or watery. It's a very lovely one. I will simply classify this one as an everyday fragrance with a difference. I think it is not something that I would consider sexy at all. It is quite, you know, light, effervescent, good for everyday use, good for work, good for like casual outing, brunches, the lunches. This one is excellent for it. You know, it is nothing sexy at all, you know, but you don't need the sexy all the time. This is excellent for the days when you are off duty and you just want something nice and refreshing. So this is Fiore D'Ulivo Florenza. The next one I have here is one that I have made a dedicated video. I'm not too sure which one I'm posting first, whether this one or the dedicated video for Soliel d'Ombre Jacqus. This is amazing. This is a very quintessential Middle Eastern rosewood combo with some raspberry, some leather, some smoky nuance to it. It is amazing. Of all the fragrances I'm highlighting today, I think Soliel d'Ombre Jacqus is the one that is quite the most polarizing. It is not for everybody. I think I have mentioned a lot of things in my dedicated video, but it's one that I also chose to highlight in this video because it is one to look out for. If you like fragrances in the likes of the Black Orchid, Noir de Noir, this is one that I'm sure you appreciate. So stay tuned for the dedicated video. But this is Soliel d'Ombre Jacqus. If you are looking for a freshie with a difference, I would highly recommend African Luxe. It got this bergamot, you know, citric vibes, as well as some woody patchouli, earthy nuance to it. It also has some green herbal nuance to it. It is quite beautiful. I think it's more suited for the office. It is nothing really sexy. It doesn't come across as very, you know, sexy to me at all. I think it's just an excellent deviation from the normal freshie. So this is African Luxe by Fragrance World. The last but certainly not the least fragrance here that I would highly recommend is one which is also an oldie but a goodie, and this one is called Dolores. Obviously fashioned after the good old Marc Jacob Decadence. This is a very decadent, sweet, thick, resonant fragrance. It has some plum, some smoky accords, some woody accords. This is excellent. I think it also has some vanilla, so it makes it quite sweet. It is not overly sweet. It is excellent for daily use, excellent as date night fragrance. It's an excellent choice in general. This has been tried and tested by a lot of fragrance enthusiasts. If you are used to Middle Eastern fragrances, I'm sure in one way or the other you have come across Dolores. This is a very beautiful one that I would highly recommend. So these are my 11 recommendations. Each of these ones are totally different from the other. Some of them or most of them are quite mass appealing. They are blind buy worthy, with the exception of Soliel d'Ombre Jacqus that I feel is quite polarizing. All the rest you can totally, even I think African Luxe can be a little polarizing depending on your fragrance taste. However, you can always give them a try. These are all I have for you today, and I hope this video found you well. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I would truly appreciate that. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in my next one. Take care. Bye-bye.